Hello there, my name is Nasqualo and I'm bringing you this super important cryptocurrency update. Now, we are seeing a very interesting pullback in Bitcoin currently right here. Seems like there has that the level that actually I mentioned yesterday, with the level of 39,300 actually held for the time being, and a lot of people, especially on Twitter, are celebrating. But to be honest, let's just be real and let's discuss something that is very important to discuss. And there are a few things I really wanted to mention that have been briefly mentioned on this YouTube channel before, but that in conjunction is gonna tell us whether this is going to be a bull trap or not, and whether you have to be careful or not. And actually, I did open a trade that I mentioned yesterday. That if you, and by the way, if you've joined me on this trade and have some profits on your side, then especially you really want to watch this video from the beginning till the end, because we're going to be looking at very important metrics right here to understand exactly what is going on, and also at this piece of information right here as well, which is very important. So if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I make a new upload, because these videos, you must watch them from the beginning till the end as they come out. And also down in the description of this video there is a link to my free Telegram channel. Go and subscribe to my Telegram channel so that you're always notified when the market is on the move. I can always post a lot faster in the Telegram channel than on YouTube. So yeah, without any further ado, let's see some likes on this video for Mr. Spot On. And yeah, without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. Just guys and girls, please go into the comments right now and tell me whether you're enjoying Crawler Trading Show, by the way. And as always, this $50,000 prize pool online trading competition, the registration ends in about 4 days, I believe. So go into the pinned comment or into the description of the video, register for free and participate and get a chance to show what you can do as a trader and win huge prizes. And also the top winner takes a guaranteed seat at Crawler Trading Show Season 2. Okay, so let's begin as always. You know, I really love to throw some hopium at you guys, and especially on Twitter, a lot of people are sending me messages, and follow me on Twitter, just the verified account. A lot of people are sending me messages saying, Thomas, give us some hopium. We really need some hopium. Okay, so in this instance, let me just start with some hopium, and then we'll move on to the reality check, so to speak. And that's why I'm saying that this video is very important and very powerful, and really have to watch it. So this is the hopium. So let me just start with the hopium right away. And this is basically Bitcoin percent of supply that has been last active more than a year ago. So basically this is the amount of Bitcoin that wasn't moved or touched for the last year or more. So that's basically, it shows how much of Bitcoin is actually in the hodl, right? So it's out in the cold storage, not touched, and the investors that actually own it don't give a crap about anything. And currently this metric is at the all-time high. So it's never been at 64%, which is incredible. The last time we had before this huge bull run to $64,000, the previous all-time high, it was at about 63% right here. And look, as it went up, of course, it was like this kind of a cross happening right here. And then basically we had this peak right now. We're having this peak right now. So this is, again, just like a lot of them on-chain data that I was showing you before, this is telling us that if the bottom is not in yet, then it's either it's already in or it's very, very close. So this is a dose of hopium for you guys and girls. However, the big question is whether the current momentum that we are seeing is sustainable, and whether this is going to turn out to be another fake out, a bull trap, whatever. So, and in this instance, really have to understand the current the situation in the market in general, and that is we have to look for the truth, right, and stare it right into the face and just have this reality check. So that's why I have made this video. So number one, of course, we're seeing a lot of the on-chain data is telling us that we are close to the bottom or either at the bottom already, but at the same time, as there is mass adoption happening and Bitcoin, you know, a lot of people are investing in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general, and some, you know, institutions are starting to invest in it already as well. So that brings us to the issue of correlation with, for example, the tech stocks. So if we're gonna, let me just find it real quick. No, not this one. So this basically right here is Bitcoin versus tech stocks, so long-term correlation. As we can see, since 2020, it has jumped up ridiculously. So we have a huge correlation with especially NASDAQ. So, and for that reason, we have to understand that for us to actually overpower this kind of a correlation, really want to see huge amounts of accumulation from both retail traders as well as big institutions, so that there would, so this breakout or whatever, any move in Bitcoin would actually have legs. So that's why, that's what I want to analyze in this video and tell you guys whether, this kind of a trade that actually, let me go to a smaller time frame. As I mentioned in the previous video, and call me Mr. Spot On down in the comments as always, as I said that if this price moves heavily and quickly above, so the daily chart could, if it would close above this super important level, which is 39,300, I would consider opening a long trade. And there was so much momentum here that I got into a long trade right here, actually. So let me just show it to you right here. So this is the trade. It's smaller than usual, just because of my risk and money management and what's been going on recently. So I've put in a smaller trade, but nonetheless a $3,000 profit on, which is not too bad. So and if you want to be trading actively, longing, shorting Bitcoin, then you can do that on Bybit. I personally have over $300,000 with Bybit just for active trading, so I do trust them. And with my exclusive link down description of this video, you'll get a $4,100 deposit bonus, depending on the size of your deposit, of course. And certainly you will get a 0% maker fees. So you're gonna not pay for any maker trading fees, which is simply epic. So use it. It's either in the pinned comment or in the description of the video. And there is also a detailed video instruction on how to actually claim that bonus. Now, what I'm considering currently, just before we get into the juiciest stuff of this video and my actual outlook right now, which is like this, to be honest. So we entered right here, and if you've listened to me in the previous video and you paid attention to it, then you are in a long trade as well, and congratulations on your profits. So, and in this instance, we obviously saw a lot of resistance in this area from this diagonal level, the orange one, which is this support that has been super, super important for us. But the question now is whether it's going to turn into resistance and actually become a mirroring level, which is the strongest type of level. So we actually pushed above it and we traded a little bit above. Then we had this kind of a fake out, and now we are above it right here. Let's go to a 15-minute chart and we will see exactly. So we actually tested it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and finally broke below, but there was no impulse, which is actually a good sign. And now we were pushed back above it and we're still trading above it. So unless we break down real fast, then we might see actually a push to even potentially $41,000, $41,500. And of course, the main resistance is going to be 42,300 unless we push really fast down. And if you're in this trade, and this is very important, again, not financial advice, just what I'm personally going to be doing. So if I'm going to see the price reverse, go very fast down, so create this kind of a fake out in this area, that I'm going to be leaving at about $40,200. So below it's gonna, if it's going to create a lower low in this super short-term perspective, I'm not gonna risk it. And there is a reason why, and that's what I want to discuss in this video. So once again, let's go to the topic, go back to the topic of NASDAQ, right? So this Bitcoin is very correlated to NASDAQ currently. And what is going to happen this week? And this week, guys and girls, we're going to have a lot of earnings reports. So huge tech companies are going to be sending in their earnings reports. So, and that is always the time of huge volatility. So certainly it's going to create a lot of volatility in Bitcoin as well, because we have so much correlation between NASDAQ and Bitcoin. So you have to be extremely careful this week, because I'm expecting a lot of volatility because of the earnings reports this week. Now that's number one. So number one, we're going to see a lot of volatility, which can, really jug along, in a ridiculous way in the middle and stop you out a bunch of times. So, and that's number one. And number two is that for us to actually decouple at least partially from NASDAQ is, as I've mentioned before, we really want to see huge accumulation from small traders, retail traders, as well as big whales and etc. So, and for that, we really want to check out this 1-year active supply, and we will see that everything, this is the third halving right here, and everything on on-chain data is cooling down. And this is also, a big question that, of course, knowing all the on-chain data that we already know and that was mentioned on this YouTube channel, I really don't think that we're gonna go below something like $35,000, even if we're gonna have this leg down, and we're gonna close below $34,000. But the big question is always, when are we gonna go up? And this is what you guys and girls really want to know. So, and for that reason, once again, we just spoke about NASDAQ, but for us to really move fast, we need to see accumulation. And in this instance, when we are looking at it, we're seeing this blue area. And as you can see, historically, blue areas mostly were just side moves. So it was a bottom, right? So the price didn't really go lower, but it really didn't do that very much. We didn't see all-time highs right in the beginning of this cool down season of Bitcoin and this on-chain metric. Then the next thing, of course, is Bitcoin on-chain accumulation trends. And here we saw some kind of a warm up here when we went to $48,000, but as we're going down, it's cooling down again. So we're not really seeing Bitcoin that Bitcoin is going to have any legs anytime soon to actually, go to the all-time high. So this is gonna just delay everything, and especially with this case with XRP. And if you haven't been following this situation with XRP, most likely we're not gonna see a resolution this year. Most likely it's gonna be in 2023, which is also important for the crypto industry. But it is what it is with the court system in the United States. So, and then the next thing is, of course, the on-chain whales and small fish accumulation. So we're saying that big whales are not accumulating really. I mean, and the small fish, so retailers, they're cooling down as well. So for us to decouple from NASDAQ and to actually move powerfully regardless, we need a lot of accumulation. We need a lot of power. These breakouts and these moves need to have legs. So that's for that reason we're just jogging along and doing nothing, stopping people out here and there and just not really finding any direction. So for that reason, that's why I'm saying that my risk and money management is going to be super short term. It's going to be super tight on this long trade that I have, because I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to just jog along in this area without really anything happening, unless NASDAQ is going to explode this week because of the earnings report, etc., which is also possible. And last but not least, I do have to mention, of course, that with the whole inflation situation in the United States, the quantitative tightening is not even starting, and the fight with the inflation from the Fed is going to have a drastic effect on NASDAQ and all the overbought tech stocks, etc. So NASDAQ is bound to go down sooner or later. And certainly, unless we're going to see some really good catalyst event for Bitcoin to actually decouple and have this kind of power like a spot ETF or whatever, XRP winning the case and etc. So, some of these big things, then we really cannot expect too much from it. And this is just my honest opinion. You certainly can take small trades here and there with my nice buy-bit bonus, but you cannot really expect that Bitcoin is going to go to the all-time high in the next 2 months. So I know that a lot of you guys and girls are Bitcoin fans, and so am I, and I have a lot of money in Bitcoin. And you're going to probably hate me for making this video and saying that, listen, probably we're not really going to see that very much from Bitcoin in the coming months or maybe even a year. But I certainly, again, just to make it clear, I'm still standing by my prediction that we're not going to go much lower either. So I'm just thinking it's hard to predict whether we are just in a consolidation, in a slow bear market of a, like crypto winter. It doesn't really look like crypto winter that very much, but at the same time, I'm not really seeing it drop very much, and I'm not really seeing it climb very much in the near future either, unless something changes very fast, and those things can change very fast. And for that reason, you're following Thomas Krallo on this YouTube channel, so that you're always smart and you're always informed and you're ready to take amazing trades or invest at proper levels, etc. So yeah, let me know down in the comments if you've enjoyed this video, and as always, please smash up the like button and if you did, and thank you very much for watching. Peace and love, Thomas Krallo, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.